morning, everybody. Today we are in southeast Nebraska. Going to do a public land hunt looking for some small game, primarily squirrel, but if we see some rabbits, we will take them too. It is December 17th, so it's been pretty chilly out lately, mostly in the teens, but today we're going to have a bit of a warmer day. It's currently 27 and it's going to get up to the 50s today, so it'll be a very nice day for some squirrels. Hopefully they're out and active, and if we get some, I'll show you guys a cool recipe that I really enjoy with my squirrel. And we've got the dogs with us today. We've got Mako here resting on my arm, of course, and then Blue's in back. He will be the second camera guy, so we'll get a couple different angles for you. But hopefully we can find some squirrels and maybe some rabbits, get a nice meal out of it. We're just using a single shot 22. Got a scope on it, so we should be able to take down squirrels from a pretty good distance. I do normally use a 17 when squirrel hunting, but with this particular wildlife management area, you're only able to use a 22 or shotguns. So no 17 for this trip. So I'm just scanning the trees, looking for any activity, trying to decide if the dogs are going to be helpful today or if they're going to be scaring them away before I'm able to see them. If the squirrels are on the ground, the dogs should be scaring them up into the tree, so I think that'll be helpful. We'll see how it plays out. Could scare them and they'll go back into their holes in the tree, or just be hiding already before I'm even close to them. What's up, buddy? This little pond is already frozen over. Hey, don't go on that. You're not that good of a swimmer. I meant to pack the dog mount for the GoPro, but instead I accidentally packed the chest harness. So that's what Blue's wearing, so it's not going to be working very well. So we probably won't have too much footage from there. Let's go, Blue. Where's the squirrel? Where's the squirrel? Blue, where's the squirrel? So right now we're in the public, but just on the other side of that fence is all private. It looks like they've actually got a fence going through the water there. I don't think I've ever seen that. They definitely don't want us over there on their side of the pond, apparently. Nice area, really nice trees for a squirrel. A lot of oaks. What I normally do when I'm squirrel hunting is I walk a little ways and then I just kind of sit in the same spot for 5-10 minutes and just watch and listen, see if I can hear or see any squirrels off in the distance, and then I go up and stalk them. But I don't think we're going to be sneaking up on any squirrels with these guys running around, so I'm just going to kind of hope that I end up seeing them from far away while these guys are running around, or if they scare them up. So we got a squirrel nest up here, which I would never shoot into the squirrel nest, but there might be some squirrels around it. Oh, they're onto something. Got something, boys?
Where's that, Blue Blue? Oh, there it is. Good job, buddy. Oh man, that squirrel's flopping. Squirrel's flying from tree to tree. There he is. Damn. Come on, buddy, slow down. Where'd he go, buddy? Where is he? He's up in one of these trees over here. He was just running from tree to tree so fast I couldn't get a shot off. We got a tree stand here. Oh, where's the squirrel? Oh, I hear him. Where's he at? Blue, where's the squirrel? Where's the squirrel? Oh, there he is. I just shot and didn't even flinch. Oh, hey Mickey, quick, sit down. All right, so I think he just popped on the other side of the tree. We're gonna see if he's gonna come back around. Is that him? There, I got him. Just needs to fall down. There he goes. Come on, buddy. Woo! Go get the squirrel. Go get him. Go get him, Meekers. Are you scared? Don't be scared. Did you get him, Blue? Did you get him, buddy? Good job, Blue. You did so good. Good job. Good. So I don't know what people normally do, but I learned this from a friend. Hey, oh, look at those. Look at those testicles. Suckers are big. But I learned this from a friend. He just sticks his squirrels in a bag. He actually uses like a Target or a Walmart bag, but then he just throws them in his backpack. I don't know what people normally do. I normally just, I guess, carry them with me, but since we're gonna be out for a while, I figured might as well do this a little bit easier and just putting it in a plastic bag so then it's not bleeding over all over my bag. All right, we're on the board, boys. Good job, Lou. You did so good. And there's Mako. Are you a little scared of the gun? Yeah, you need to man up, buddy. You need to get a little bit tougher, don't you? We've got one squirrel down so far, which the dogs actually scared that one up. Otherwise, I never would have saw it. But I don't know if it was on the ground or if they just spotted it in the tree or what the deal was, but it was just ripping from tree to tree to tree super, super fast. And I couldn't keep up with it, probably because I'm a little out of shape. But, hey buddy, yeah, I know, you're excited. But it finally did stop. I took one shot. Apparently I missed. I'll blame it on the gun, of course. But then it gave me a second shot, and then I took him down. So, let's see if we can find another. One thing that really stinks about public land is that, you know, there are going to be multiple people in one spot, which doesn't really affect us squirrel hunting, but we just kind of walked up onto a person's blind. So I don't know if they're muzzleloader hunting, but I'm guessing our squirrel hunting is not helping their deer action. So I'm sorry to that person. But, you know, kind of tough to know where people are going to be on public land too, because if he's got a vehicle in the parking lot, you know, he could be a mile in, 2 miles in. You never really know. So it's tough to know where to hunt, to try to avoid them and try to not wreck their hunt. Look at how deep this thing is. What is this, Blue? Pretty cool. This public land has a lot of character. Blue, where's the squirrel? Where's the squirrel? This is all still the public, but looks like they got a road going all the way through it. Interesting. Seen a ton of squirrel nests, but I'm guessing they're hiding after hearing that gunshot and then the dogs running around too. This public land's actually a little bit dangerous. Look at that. What a hole. What do you think, Meekers? Don't jump in, buddy. You having fun, buddy? Yeah. Something that I've noticed on a fair amount of public land that we've been on is old fencing, and it's barbed wire. So you gotta be really careful with the dogs. This isn't for anything anymore because it's all public, but it goes all the way down and it's about knee height. So I'm gonna get your dog right in the face and also get you right in the knee. So always have to be careful and watching your step around public land. Just heard a squirrel off this way, so we're gonna go investigate. Haven't been seeing too much. Nothing since the one that we shot. But the dogs are definitely running out of energy, which I think is going to be actually pretty helpful, because now that they're calm, we can sneak up on the squirrels a little bit easier, because they've just been sprinting around the woods, just releasing all that energy. But now I think we'll have a little bit more luck. I think this is about where that squirrel was calling from, so we should be pretty close. Blue, where's the squirrel? Come on, go get the squirrel. Got a huge nest over here. I was thinking, since we got that squirrel right away, right off the start, we'd be just crushing them today and get a lot of squirrels and being really successful, but it's been quite the opposite. So I was trying to think, I think about this when I'm fishing quite often. Is it better to be successful right away, like we were today, and then just kind of try to ride that high throughout the day and then potentially not get anything else? Or is it better to hunt all day or fish all day and not get anything until the very end? Because then you're kind of down during the hunt or during the day on the water, but you're lifted up at the end and you go home all pumped. That's always nice. It's not near as exciting flaying fish or cutting up your kill at the end of the day when you got it right away in the morning. Kind of loses its excitement, but hopefully we can get something else here. It's getting chilly again. It's been a long time since we've seen a squirrel, but we're changing sections of the woods now. Hopefully it's a little bit less thick on the bottom, because we've just been going through a bunch of raspberry bushes, so a bunch of thorns. That's not great. Not a great feeling for my legs, and the dogs probably don't appreciate it hitting them in the face. So this is a little bit thinner bottom, so it should be nice. And I'm sure it's loaded with squirrels. The dogs are obsessed with this spot, and there's a fletching from an arrow, so somebody must have got a deer here. Come on, boys. Ooh. Just gonna smash some of this ice and get the pups some water. You're okay, Niece. Oh, shit. I didn't know it would be like that. Well, maybe you don't want to be drinking that. We started our hunt around 8 in the morning, and in that first half an hour we got that squirrel right away, but since then we hunted for about 4.5 more hours and we did not see a single squirrel. Saw a ton of woodpeckers, but other than that, absolutely nothing. So we probably could have quit after the first half an hour, but I am going to drive these pups on home, get them some food, and I'm going to show you guys how I process a squirrel and a cool recipe. And I do have some more squirrel at home just in the freezer from a previous hunt, so I'll be adding that to this batch and we'll cook a nice meal. Worst part about a woods like this is all of these guys. Last time I was here, I spent a couple of hours just trying to get all these off my clothes. I tried to wear clothes that they'll come off a lot easier, so it shouldn't be too bad this time. But just have to get it off the dog's vests and my pants and my jackets. So we've got our squirrel. They don't look quite as tasty when you take them out of the bag after sitting in there for 5-6 hours, but I'm sure it'll taste the same. So we're gonna do the pants and shirt method. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the skin all the way around the squirrel, and then we're going to rip the skin down and everything will just come straight on down, not the guts, just the skin. Meat will be intact as well. We'll do the same with the top, and then from there we will cut off the legs and see if we can get some back straps out of it. Ah, look at this. Part of the 22 bullet. It's neat. Right in his belly. Alright, now that we're all the way around, just gonna take the fur, or the skin, fur, whatever you call it, and I'm just gonna work it around, just like you're skinning a deer and just pulling it down. Same exact thing. It's definitely a lot easier when they're nice and fresh, but this isn't going too poorly. Sometimes you accidentally rip them in half too, which makes it a lot more difficult. Alright, so I got her most of the way off here, and this is just the foot right here. Yeah, just like that. You don't want to just bust the bones, like snap it to break it off, because then your meat ends up full of bone shards. And that is one of the legs. Definitely need to get some hair off of it. Alright, now that we got that pulled through, we're just gonna cut. And this is just basically his angle. So you can see there, it's where it bends. So I'm just gonna cut all the tendons around it. I like to use the serrated part of the knife for that. Getting all the tendons. Then we're just popping it out. One more tendon, and that's it. Just finished cutting this guy off. And I'm gonna clean this leg up a little bit because it's slightly destroyed. Alright, now we are gonna do the top. So just the same thing, just pulling on the fur. And just like that. We'll get that guy cleaned up from hair. Alright, now that we've got our squirrel processed, and I did burn off some hair, just kind of cleaned up the meat a little bit. Now I'm just taking my cast iron pan and adding a little oil. And we're just going to brown all the sides of the squirrel. So I'm not gonna have it on there for too long, just long enough to brown the sides. And after that, we'll be putting the meat into a crock pot. And this is the squirrel meat that I had in the freezer. Look at the color difference. Yeah, I'm not trying to cook them all the way through, just a light browning on each side. And that should be enough with the browning. Looks good. So just toss them all in the crock pot
And then we will just smother it with some chicken broth and let it sit for a few hours. My crock pot's way too big for this, by the way. But at least they all fit. Alright, just doing some chicken broth. Should be plenty. And we'll put it on high and check it in a few hours. So it's been about 5 hours. Just looking at the crock pot, I did poke them with a fork, and they seem nice and soft and tender. So we're gonna pull them on out and then just shred them. I think they'd be pretty tasty if you just lathered them up in some barbecue sauce too. Throw them in the oven for a little bit. But I'm gonna get these guys out and do some shredding. I haven't done this recipe in probably about 10 years. No joke. And I'm hoping that it's not one of those things that you remember it being super good and then you make it again and it actually tastes terrible. So just taking the meat right off the bone. See, it's nice and tender. Oh, that's gonna be tasty. This is what our squirrel looks like, all shredded up. And I'm just going through the meat again. I've gone through quite a few times, just making sure there's no bones or bone fragments in here. So it's really easy to leave some in. I did miss some, and I got them out now, but I just remember the last time I had this, I ate a couple of bones and it made it a little bit less enjoyable. But I did try the meat. Super tasty. That's really good. It tastes like chicken. Never guessed it's squirrel. What we're gonna need for the squirrel roll-ups as far as ingredients is some croissants, some onions, mushrooms. I like to add a little bit of bacon, cream cheese, peppers. Probably won't use all of them, but we'll cut them up anyway. Some pepper jack cheese, and then of course the squirrel. Let's get started. I'm cutting the onions extremely thin, just so then they cook decently in the oven, because they won't be in the oven for too long. And I'll do the same with the peppers. I tried to undercook the bacon a bit because it will be in the oven with everything else, so I didn't want it getting charred. And I'm just going to cut that into little chunks. And now it's time to get everything together. So we're going to just pan the pan. Ooh. I'm just spreading them out throughout the pan, and this way I can add all of our ingredients to the rolls. We will start with our lovely squirrel. See if Blue likes it. I'm gonna try somebody. I don't think you mind it. I made these with my brothers during Christmas years and years ago, and we brought it to one of our family Christmases and didn't tell anybody that it was squirrel, and everybody loved it. But then we told them that it was squirrel at the end, and everybody was mad. Remember, I cut them nice and thin, that way they can actually cook a little bit and brown. And we've got our mushrooms. I just diced these up. They're already sliced when I bought them, but diced them a little bit smaller. We were running out of room in our wraps. Lastly, we're going to be adding our cream cheese, And to some of them, I'm gonna be adding pepper jack as well. And some of the roll-ups will just do pepper jack, just for a little mix. See which one tastes better. Just placing those right on top. And once we're done with this, we're just going to put the top over and throw them in the oven. My camera guy's peeking around the corner. Come here, cameraman. Want some? Yes, yes, yes. You too, buddy. Now we're just going to toss the tops on them. I'm drizzling a little bit of butter over the top of all the rolls. Hopefully it gives it that nice golden brown look, and I'm sure it'll add to the taste too. I use this seasoning a lot. It's Kinders, however you say that. The blend, it's got salt, pepper, and garlic. Really tasty. So I will add that. Okay, and I think they are ready for the oven. This is what they look like before going into the oven. They look tasty. And the croissants say to cook for 12 to 16 minutes, but the recipe for the roll-up says to cook for about 30 to get all the ingredients cooked. So maybe I'll look after like 15-20 minutes and see if we need to go any longer. This is what they look like after about 20 minutes. I'm gonna give them a little bit more time, but they are looking good. Cheese is starting to melt here, just waiting on the cream cheese. Watch your nose, watch your nose. Baby. About 25 minutes seems to be the ticket. Ooh, they look tasty. Absolutely amazing. I'm gonna let them cool down for a little bit and we'll give them a try. Looks very, very tasty. These ones are for the boys that helped. What do you think, buddy? Sneakers? Maybe? Oh, where are you going? Guess he's gonna eat it on the couch. All right, trying it out. Mm-hmm. It's very good. Mmm. I think these have to be my favorite wild game meal. That and turkey schnitzel and some roll-up, venison roll-up thing that my brother makes. This is very, very good, especially for squirrel. Yeah, awesome. This is a little awkward. I went to check on Makey and we got this. You didn't like it? Are you saving it or what? You gonna eat it now? Yeah, you don't have to eat it just to make me feel good. I guess it doesn't hurt my feelings. You do it. I feel like normally when you remember a recipe from a long time ago, or a certain fishing spot, something like that, just something that you remember from the past being really good, I feel like when you try it again, it ends up being terrible, but I think this is quite the opposite. It's better than I remember. Well, I'm gonna eat a few more of these, but I think this will end the video. Comment any wild game recipes you guys want me to try on the channel, or any wild game that you want me to try. But thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.